Hi, gals. This is a bit crazy. I'm sat here talking to myself. Let me give myself some light. Is that a bit better? I feel like it's really dark. Yeah. So I had a bit of a motivational chat with one of my clients tonight, and I just wanted to share it with you. She is the queen of self-sabotage, big time. She feels so far away from her goals that she hasn't been back to the gym since before lockdown. Um, she she's had training sessions with me kind of on and off. She does lose her motivation very, very easily. She's never stuck at anything long enough for her to see any results because she gives up too quickly. So she saw me tonight, she hid. Right, she hid because she was so embarrassed, because she said that over lockdown she just didn't do anything. I told her to join RWL over lockdown. I saw her the day the gyms closed. She was in, and I said, right, do me a favor, stay consistent over lockdown, join RWL, join in with the workouts. And there's loads of lovely healthy recipes on there. I said, you can do it. I gave her my email address and I said to her, if you want any Zoom workouts, you contact me. She didn't, and she didn't join RWL either. Okay, she just let herself go from the motivated person that she was before lockdown. Okay, I said to her, it's fine. So many people did that. Lockdown was not easy, and obviously we're hoping. I don't like this light shining in my face. I'm sorry if that's dark, but it was really putting me off. Yeah, I said, it's a hard time for all of us, and if sitting on your sofa eating and eating and eating, which is what she told me she did, made you feel better, then that's fine, because you're back here now and you can do something about it. And she said to me, I just feel so much further away from where I want to be, that I just feel like I think she just felt like it's just such a long journey that it just almost feels impossible. I said to her, absolutely not. I said, you do not want to see, because she's very, very much this is why she loses motivation so quickly, because she's very much okay, I've been doing this for a week and I literally can't see any results. There's no point. And she'll just talk herself out of it. And I said, you're not going to do this. And I said to her, I want to see you here more. You've got your membership, use it, even if you just come and have a swim. You're moving your body. That's her favorite. She loves to swim. I get her in the gym with all the weights, and she does enjoy it once she's in there, but she says she's not ready for that at the moment. And I said, that's absolutely fine. So we need to start at the beginning again. And she was getting a little bit like fed up, and she just felt so let down with herself, and she felt like she'd let me down. I said, you have not let me down at all. You did what was right for you over lockdown, and that's fine. She was like, oh yeah, but I'm so big now. And I said to her, you're not big. Okay, just because you put a little bit of weight on over lockdown does not mean you are big, and it does not mean that it's impossible for you to get back to where you want to be. So anyway, so she's gone from she was always on and off anyway, but we have decided to start small. She's just gonna do swimming, and she's going to train with me once a week. She said that she can't face going into the gym on her own at the moment, and I said that's absolutely fine. I also spoke to her about how I used to deal with my my emotions with food. I would eat and eat and eat, going back from a very, very young age of, well, I was living with my mum, and I haven't lived with my mum since I was 16. So it was under 16. I would sneak down into the kitchen when everybody was asleep, and I would make myself a cheese and crisp sandwich and take it to bed with me. I would go out for a meal, and people would start to finish their food, and I would think to myself, how are you leaving that? And I'd think to myself, what is wrong with me? Why am I still hungry? Why do I want this food? And how can they leave it on their plates? I don't understand how they can leave like such delicious food on their plate, like they're not finishing their meal. Couldn't grasp it. So I'd eat my meal, and then my friend would have a slice of pizza left. I'd be like, oh, can I have that? So I'd eat my meal, and then I'd eat their meal, and then I'd see that, my friend left, something on her plate, and I'd, oh, I'll have that as well. It was bad. It was bad. I had absolutely no control. I had such a big appetite. And we were chatting tonight, and I was telling her this, and she was telling me, things that she does. And I said, you can get control. I said, because I have. And I just say this so many times, if I can, you can. And it is so true, because I had such a bad relationship with food. I get a serious bad relationship with food. I would join Slimming World and take laxatives before my weigh in. And then I'd sit there like, like the biggest loser, having lost £5 because I've literally just shat it all out that morning. Really bad. I used to take like 10. I was so poorly with it. It was ridiculous. But it would make me have that £5 weight loss on the scales, and then I'd go and binge eat again. It was terrible. But what I was saying to her is, you've just got to start small. You've got to just change little things, and you have got to write down what you're eating, because if you write it down, whether you write the calories or not, just write down what you're eating, and you'll realize, you'll see it in front of your face that, okay, I am eating too much. And it will help you when you reach for things. The biggest thing not to do is restrict yourself from anything, because when you restrict yourself, that will make you want it even more. The best things to do are like change things. Like, for example, if you love ice cream, I mean, who doesn't love Ben and Jerry's? But they've got these low calorie ice creams now, which are just as delicious. So, I think you can have like a whole tub of one of those for like half a tub of Ben and Jerry's. I think even less, Ben and Jerry's. So, makes nice healthy swaps there where you can. I'm not saying swapping ice cream for ice cream is a healthy swap, but obviously it's a lot less calories. This is something that Cecilia told me. Whenever she goes out for a meal, she decides, am I going to have a glass of wine or two, or am I going to have a dessert? She doesn't have both. And she told me this when we were in Portugal, and I went to have a dessert, and I was like, oh, shall I have a dessert? Oh, I don't know. And Cecilia was like, you've got wine. That's your treat. She said, you have a dessert if you want to. She said, but I never have a dessert if I'm having wine. She said, you have one or the other. And I said, that is so good. I mean, that's because you don't feel like you're missing out. You are having the wine if you fancy the wine. You're having the dessert if you fancy the dessert. But you're not going crazy and having both and, turning it into like some kind of binge eating session. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that if you go out and you have 3 courses with wine, it's a binge eating session. But sometimes when you aren't necessarily in control of what you're eating, and I could easily spiral back because it's there. I think once you struggle with, once you have a bad relationship with food, it is always there. It is. I don't think it will ever go away. You just learn to control it. And so yeah, I think, for somebody like me, I think if I had a 3-course meal with loads of wine, and I would feel really, really bad within myself, as in like really, really sluggish, really lethargic, and I'd wake up and I would be really, really hungry. Do you ever find that when you have a big meal the night before, you wake up and you're really hungry? And I don't like that feeling anymore. So I will never do that, because I can still eat and enjoy a starter and a main and a glass of wine, and oh god, my battery's low. And really sort of stay in control of what I'm eating, and think to myself, I don't need a dessert. I'll have another glass of wine though. Have 2 glasses of wine instead. But yeah, it's just making decisions, and being in control. And I always think whenever I go out for a meal, I'm always in 2 minds, and I think to myself, it's kind of like I'm either very I'm either maintain or lose in my head. So I'm either really on it, like, come on, Vicky, you need to shift some fat here. And so I'll go out for a meal. I will never not go out for a meal. And I might have a glass of wine, but then I'll choose like a sea bass or a salmon or a risotto, or, you know, something on the lower calorie sort of value. And or I'll think to myself, do you know what? I'm going out for a meal and I really fancy a dirty burger. And I'm talking dirty with all the cheese and the bacon and just everything. I'm like, yeah, I really want that. And I will have it. Um, and I will really, really enjoy it. And then, yeah, the next morning I will think, okay, I've had that. I've drawn a line, and I will, you know, start eating in my healthy, you know, I'll probably even do some overnight oats to put them in the fridge so that I wake up and they're there. And I just don't let it get into control. I don't let it get out of control, because I think how I used to think was, oh, I've had that burger now, so I might as well have the cheesecake. Even if I wasn't hungry, I'd shove it in, because that's what I would do. I would restrict, and then when I would have it, I'd have it and I'd have it all. Um, and it's just learning to really make good, sensible food choices, not restricting yourself, and having a little bit of what you fancy, whether you do that at the weekend or whether you do it a little bit every day. It is entirely up to you, and whatever works for you. A lot of people are you know, they eat really healthy Monday to Friday, and I'm talking, you know, oats for breakfast, and then I don't know, some sweet potato and some tuna or some chicken and some veg for lunch, and then for dinner, you know, some pasta with, you know, some veg and some chicken. You know what I mean? So 3 like really nice, healthy, balanced meals with no snacking. And at the weekend, they will have you know, I wouldn't say go all out, but, you know, they will have, you know, might have a Chinese on a Saturday, on a Saturday night, and some wine, and they would just be a little bit more relaxed. You know, they probably still have their oats for their breakfast, or, you know, some scrambled egg or something, you know, something healthy and fulfilling. And then they would have their, yeah, they would just go a little bit easier on the weekend. Or eating normally Monday right through till Sunday, but having some chocolate every day, or a dessert every day, or you know, chocolate one day and chips another day, or, you know, do you know what I mean? And it's choosing what works for you. But anyway, I was just having this conversation with my client today, and she walked away and she was just like, do you know what, Vicky, I can do this. She was like, thank you so much. You know, it's really helped me talking to you. And I think because I've had that, just had that chat with her, I wanted to come and have this chat with you as well, because you know, I think any little motivation talk will hopefully help. But she's yeah, she's gone away, and I know that, you know, she's got a good mindset, ready for, you know, the rest of the week and the weekend. And yeah, I just wanted to yeah, to tell you about our little chat. And I just think sometimes it's hard, sometimes you know, you just need that little bit of, you kind of plod along, and you think, yeah, I've got this, yeah, I've got this, and then you might think, do you know what, I haven't got this, and then you hear a chat like this and you're like, okay, yeah, I have got this, I have. So yeah, all I wanted to say was, girls, you have got this, and I want you to know that I will be doing a video check-in with you all. I think that way is going to work in so much better with me. I'm not very good with spreadsheets. They stress me out so much. So you will be getting an individual video message from me, because that is how I like to communicate, and I hope that is okay with you. So yeah, I think I'm a very verbal person. I'm not very good at pen on paper. I like to get it out. That's why I do voice notes a lot on Instagram. That's why I do my stories. I just like to get it out. I just like to have a chat. I think it's because, you know, I live on my own. When Spencer's in bed, I'm like, I don't have anyone to chat to, so I just come on here and chat. But anyway, I really need to get to my torch on. Really need to get to bed. What time is it? It's 20 past 11, and I've got to be up at 5:15 to go back to work. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to stop rambling now, girls, and I hope this video, even if it's just giving you a little bit of motivation or you've just got something out of it, I think because my client did tonight, I sort of hope that you would as well. And yeah, I will speak to you all soon.